Hello again, everybody. This is Plank from the GOJuice Extravaganza, and here I am telling you another story from the past of the GOJuice Extravaganza. This is a solo adventure. Gherkin was not available for this incident, but he was in the area. He was nearby. This is another LSD story, but it's a good one. Unfortunately, this is probably going to be really short because there's not a whole lot I remember about it. So I'm just going to be spitting out like what I remember and try to work from there. So without further ado, here goes the story. Gherkin and I were living in a small town in Indiana, and we lived in these college-style apartments. And across the way, the next building over, there was a young couple that we had scored weed from a couple of times, whatever. The dude was kind of weird, and the chick, she was just kind of eh. Anyway, so I'm civil. I make conversation and things like that. One day, the dude comes over. He says he's got some liquid to sell if I'm interested. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'll take some liquid. That sounds good. I asked Gherkin. Gherkin's not really down for it because he really doesn't care much for this dude. So I'm like, you know what? I'm still going to have a good time. I'm going to check this shit out. So go over there. I purchase the liquid. And he's like, well, while we're at it, I'm going to a next couple of towns over, and I'm going to go buy some weed. Do you want to come with me? I was like, well, shit, yeah, sounds like a great idea. And he's like, all right, well, have you already taken the LSD? And I said, yeah, it's already going. So he's like, well, then I'll drive. And I was like, okay. So we get driving, and I don't know why, but this particular dosage had to be kind of high because this picked up quick in comparison to other times that I've done LSD. And this drive couldn't have been more than an hour. But again, the LSD kicked in really fast. So here I am. I'm in the back seat, chit-chatting, having a good old time. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anyway because I'm peaking on LSD. And of the drive, the only thing I could really remember was seeing a dog outside in somebody's front yard. It was at night, so this dog is barking, and it was just kind of weirding me out. So I just laid down in the back seat and enjoyed the ride and listened to music. We come to a gas station. We got to get gas, so I give the guy some gas money, and I go inside and I ask the gas station attendant, you got a bathroom? They're like, yeah. So I go to the bathroom, and I'm going to tell you from experience, it's a challenge to hit the center of the bowl when everything is melting and flexing and moving all around. So to whoever's bathroom I used out there in Indiana, this gas station attendant, I'm really sorry if I pissed every fucking where, but I was having some challenges, It's doing the best I could with what I had. Anyway, after going to the bathroom, I remember don't look in the mirror. If you've listened to a previous LSD story, you know that I don't like looking in the mirror when I'm tripping on LSD. So I get in the car. We score some weed, score a sack of weed. But at this junction time, I'm just fucking tripping nuts, dude. I'm out of it. So we're over at this person's house getting weed. I'm just walking around with a fist fucking bag of weed in my hand, just everywhere. And the guy with me is like, what are you fucking doing? I'm like, I'm just going and walking around. He's like, you can't be walking around with this fistful of weed in your hand. You got to put it in your pocket, and hide it. I was like, oh, yeah, sure. So I put it in my pocket, Well, he's ready to do his LSD, so we're going to go crash at this one chick's house over there. Things I didn't really take into perspective that we weren't going home for the night. So I was like, okay, well, let's go crash at this chick's house. So we show up at this chick's house, and it's late at night. I want to say it's probably 9 or 10 o'clock. And we show up, and this chick invites us in, whatever. It's a very sparse apartment, and she has a young son with her. He's still in diapers, and he's just walking around, having a good time or whatever. But I'm tripping LSD, and I'm conscious and aware that this child is here. I probably shouldn't be hanging out with a child while I'm on LSD or whatever. So, I'm a very mind my P's and Q's kind of person, even though I'm still on drugs, to take it easy and things like that. So the couple that I came with, they end up crashing in another room. They end up disappearing. Maybe they took their LSD and, crashed in a room and decided they want to get it on or whatever. Meanwhile, I'm still there with the little boy and the girls whose house we are currently at, and we're chit-chatting and talking, things like that, and she's telling me about her boyfriend who's in jail, and, she wanted party too, and blah, 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 and her son is just running around, and he comes up to me and says, "Daddy," and I'm like, "No, fucking no, I am not your daddy." And she's like, "Oh, it's okay, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Okay." So, I'm offering her some weed or whatever, and she's like, "No, I don't really want any weed." I'm like, "Okay, well, that's cool." So I just sit there, and again, I'm trying to mind my P's and Q's around this kid. And she's like, "You know what I would like?" And I'm like, "Well, what's that?" She goes, "I could sure go for some rock." And I'm like, "Well, I don't have any crack, and I'm not going out to get you any." So I'm just going to sit over here and peek out, and you can hang out over there and fiend about crack. This is when I realized the gravity of the situation I'm in. And she proceeds to just sit up with me all night, talking to me about how great crack is and that how badly she wants it. And her child is walking around like just in everything, and she's really not paying attention. And I'm just really uncomfortable at this junction in time. Not that I had a horrible trip, but she was really pressing the matter. And I'm like, "Well, don't let me keep you awake. You can go to bed or do whatever the fuck it is that you do away from me." And she's like, "No, I'll just keep an eye on you, make sure you're okay," and blah, blah, blah. And so I'm just like, shit. I'm like, "Well, again, you want to smoke some weed?" She's like, "No, weed's not really my thing. But if you got some crack, I would love to do some crack and then get it in the ass." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" She's like, "Yes, I love to smoke crack and then get fucked in the ass." And I was just floored. I'm trying to process all of this while LSD and weed and the situation and child are running around, and I'm on the floor just sitting there cross-legged like, what the fuck is going down? I finally just kind of come back to my zen, and I'm like, "You know what? I'm going to try to sleep. You should probably try to sleep too. And I appreciate your time and your place or whatever. I'm just going to crash you on the floor." She's like, "Okay." And she just keeps going on and on and on about crack and how she likes to get it in the ass. And eventually I end up passing out for probably an hour or two. And, the daytime has come, and the couple that I came with, they're like, "Are you ready to go back?" I'm like, "Fuck yes." So, we get together and we bounce out. I thank the girl for letting me crash at her place and apologize that I didn't have any rock available for her. But maybe next time, if I come around, we can discuss that whole ass fucking crack situation. And she says, "Okay." We bounce out. I go home. Gherkin is there. How was your night? I tell him everything was copacetic. I'm just going to go crash in my room. He's like, okay. So then I go crash in my room, and that was the end of my adventure. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Come back for more. I'm going to tell some more stories, see how you guys feel about this stuff. I got a fight story coming up real soon here. I think you guys might like that. It was a chick fight. Anyway, hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment. And remember to drink your juice. All right.